Yo, what's up? My name is Jake and I'm coach for the TSM Rocket League team. I used to be a professional player competing at the World Championship and have been coaching the team since TSM picked them up. This video will be covering the key skills you want to learn to be able to play Rocket League well. I see a lot of players not doing what we'll talk about, so definitely pay attention, practice what you see, and it'll help you out a lot. What you're going to learn is how to hit the ball properly and how to hit the ball hard, more specifically. I'm going to show you how to aerial really fast and really consistently so you don't screw it up. Then we're going to talk about goalkeeping, how to feel really confident in net and pretty much save anything. And then lastly, we're going to talk about general game sense and teamwork and fitting in with your teammates and not getting in their way and making things awkward and messy. Now, to start with how to hit the ball properly. So, what I see is lots of players driving around at this speed, okay? They will stop a lot and then they'll drive at this speed. The problem with driving at this speed and then trying to flip into the ball is it goes really softly. I'm sure you've probably felt this. It just does not go anywhere. So the first step to being able to hit the ball properly is driving fast, okay? So this speed, when you start to get that trail, is supersonic. So if you're supersonic and hit the ball, it'll be hit a lot harder. Like that. That is one way to hit the ball hard, but the harder to see way to do this is there's a second speed, okay? So you have stop, you have this speed, but then if you boost a bit, you can keep this speed. And you can keep this speed quite easily. You can see it's very close to supersonic as well. Just one flip and you'll get supersonic. So the trick to being able to hit the ball hard is being at least this speed, and then when you flip into the ball, it'll be hit hard like that. So you can see the difference. If I'm driving at this speed and flip into the ball, that's the best hit I can get. If I'm driving at this faster speed, that's the best hit I can get. So pretty much all the pros will always drive at this speed and pretty much never let it go. So you want to learn to be comfortable driving at either this speed or supersonic and really avoid this slower speed that comes after you've stopped. The next point when it comes to hitting the ball properly is flip timing. So to flip, you have to have your joystick forward and then flip forward like that, right? But what I see a lot of players doing is they will jump, move their joystick forward and then flip. And it kind of looks like that, right? It's a lot slower. One trick you can do is hold the joystick before you jump and then double tap quickly, and then this will let you flip pretty much instantly, okay? This will really help when it comes to hitting the ball properly. So, when it comes to hitting the ball, one problem lots of players have, even if they're going this speed, is they'll flip late, like that, okay? They'll jump into it and then flip late. Unless you're paying attention to this, you can see like, that looks like I'm hitting the ball fine, but when you hit the ball properly, it's a lot more powerful. So, you want to pay really close attention to your flip timing and make sure you're not flipping late. So the easiest way to do this is to just see the ball speed. So if the ball drives slowly like that, it means you probably flipped late. Whereas if it goes quickly, it means you flipped on time. Then the last thing when it comes to hitting the ball properly is you, in general, want to hit the ball. You want to flip the way you want to hit the ball. So for example, I want this ball to go diagonally, right? So what I'm going to do is flip diagonally. You want to avoid flipping the opposite way you want to hit the ball. You can still do it, like you can see, but it's far less consistent and it's a lot easier to screw up and just completely miss doing things like that. So if you want to hit the ball forward, just front flip, right? Or if you want to hit the ball diagonally, diagonal flip. That was a late flip, by the way. I screwed that up. And then if you want to hit the ball sideways, side flip. So to cover what we talked about, the three things about hitting the ball properly, you have to be driving fast. So drive at this faster speed or supersonic. You want to make sure that you're flipping at the right time. So either right as you hit the ball or a little bit before you hit the ball. Make sure it's not late. And then you also want to flip in the general direction that you want the ball to go. The next thing I want to show you is how to aerial properly. So an aerial is when you fly up and use your boost to hit balls that are high in the air. So this is really useful because if you can't do this and your opponent can, well then there'll be balls where he'll just jump for and you'll have no idea what to do and then you'll just get scored on, right? Or if you know how to aerial and they don't, you're then in the good situation and you'll get goals. So it's something you really want to learn. To do it, first let's cover the launch. So you point your joystick down to tilt back like that. And then the idea is tilt back and then boost towards the ceiling. So your car will get like propelled the way your boost is pointing. So to get in the air, you just point up to the ceiling and then boost. So one cool way to do this is you can hold down your joystick before you jump and it makes it a lot easier to just point straight up. But that's the basics of the launch. Then when you're actually in the air, like I just said, your car will go the way your boost is pointing, right? So if I'm like that and then I go to the right, I'll go to the right. Or, let's fix this. Or if I jump up and I go to the left, it'll go to the left, like that. What I see a lot of players do is they'll jump and then they'll do like lots of air rolls and lots of spins, and they seem to get confused at what they're trying to do, right? So, you know, if you jump and you need to go to the left, it's fine to just point to the left without air rolling. You don't want to be confusing yourself by doing heaps of air rolls and trying to have really fancy car control, because it's just way more important to understand what way your boost is pointing and then making your boost point that way when you need to. The last thing to aerials comes before the launch, actually. It's really important to point your car and then not really have to adjust in the air. So, for example, let's imagine this ball was in the air. The best way to score this, or at least hit it, would be to just drive at it and then jump and hit it like that, right? The other way to do it is to be pointing that way to then jump and then use your boost to then adjust yourself, right? The problem with this is, one, it uses a lot of boost, like you just saw. Two, it's slower because you're not driving in a straight line. And then three, it's a lot harder, so it's way harder. So the best thing to do is, before you jump for your aerials, pay attention to where your nose is pointing so that your aerials are just mostly straight up and you're not actually having to do that much adjusting. Obviously, you still want to know how to adjust if you screw up a little bit, but that's the key to getting really consistent at aerials. So to quickly summarize, you point your car where you want to jump, then you lean and point towards the ceiling, and then you point your boost in the direction that you need to go. To show you some examples of aerials, I'll show you with the backboards. So it's just like that. So you can see I point my car, I go towards the ceiling, and then on a lot of these I'm going a little bit too far to the right, which is why you see me pointing my car to the left like that in the air. Oh no, I missed. You can see if I'm not careful with like where I point, it makes this aerial a lot harder to do, which is why that first adjustment there is really important. So you can see if I don't turn on the ground, I make this really hard because then I have to try and like get over there. Whereas it's better to just turn so that my aerial is pretty straight, right? You can see I turned a little bit at the end, but you can see it's just straight and then a little bit to the right to score it. Here, jump, score. Ah! I should stop commentating while I play. Like that, right? So you can see it's not really lots of fancy moving or anything in the air. It's more so make sure your path is accurate, your pointing is accurate, and then if you do have to make an adjustment, just adjust like that. And you can see I don't air roll too much either. So it's like I can air roll if I want to, but in general, especially when I was first learning, I would just do stuff like that. And you can see if we jump like there, we can save the aerial by doing a big adjustment like that, but it's a lot easier just to be straight in the first place and then score it. The next thing I want to show you is how to goal keep properly. Now, this was something I learned really early on, and then it really helped me out, because basically if you can goal keep really well, then nothing can really get scored on you unless it's like a really good shot. So I'll first show you how people goal keep wrong. So what a lot of people like to do is they like to sit deep in net like this and then try and save the ball. Okay, say it goes top corner, they'll try and jump at it like this. This can work and it does give you better clears, but it's a lot harder because it takes a lot more time to either jump to the top corner there or jump to this corner there. The better way to goal keep is to be parallel to the goal line, okay? Just like this. And then the trick is, what you do is if the ball goes top corner, you just double jump. Easy. Then if the ball goes far corner, you just boost and then double jump again. Easy. See how much easier it is to just defend the whole goal like this than it is to do some like complex aerial like that. It's too hard. So it's a really solid way to goal keep. And then what you do is you just push the ball off to the side and then put it into the corner like that. Honestly, if you get this down, as long as a shot doesn't come from like within here, you can save anything. So this is a really important skill to learn, especially if you want to be reliable in defense. To give you some examples of me getting shot on in this position, so like you can see if it goes up there, oh, let me actually not mess around, you just double jump, right? Easy. Then for the next shot, if it goes further out, you just boost and then put it into the corner. Easy. Then if it's even far post, right? This is top corner. Easy. Imagine trying to save that while being deep in the net, right? It doesn't work. So this style of goalkeeping is so much more consistent. And if you learn it, it is very difficult to get scored on. The last thing I want to show you is how to fit in with your teammates. I'm sure you've all experienced where you want to go for the ball, but then your teammate also wants to go for the ball. You both go, it doesn't work, and then you're sad. To avoid that, we want to do two things. You want to space out far from your teammates, then you want to notice when your teammate wants to go for the ball and let them. So I have Mets here from the Rocket League team to show you an example. Just there, you can see both his teammates were in the corner, so he didn't want to mess with that. He didn't want to make things confusing, so he just drove nice and far away, and now he's come back. The same thing will happen here. He realized he got a little too close, so he turned around and then came back. Then here, you can see that Mets kind of wants to go for this ball, but at the same time, Remco is pointing at the ball and boosting at the ball. So, because Mets can see that his teammate wants to go for this, he's like, nah, I'll just chill, and then it works out. So the two really important things, if you don't want to get confused playing with your teammates, are space out from them, and then look at them to see what they want to do, and then let them. Once you learn how to hit the ball well on the ground, you learn the basics of aerials and hitting the ball in the air, how to goal keep really well and really reliably, and then lastly, how to fit into a team and not get confused with double committing, you'll be well on your way to ranking up in Rocket League. If you like this video and want to see more Rocket League content, you can check out my channel. There should be a link in the description. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and peace out.